Good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
Friday. It's Friday. We made it.
We're here.
We weren't here last week. We kind of forgot. Well, we were busy last Friday morning. I don't remember what we were doing, but we're here. Happy Friday. I cannot believe it is almost the end of March.
The days are clicking by quick, and I can't believe it.
Well, I don't want to say the year's going by fast because we're only in March, but it's going by fast.
The start of the second quarter.
Oh, wow. So, happy Friday, friends. We are here as we always are, usually every Friday, to just share with you what's going on. For those of you that don't know us, I'm Barb. This is Harold, my amazing husband. We own a boutique brokerage in Long Beach, California, and we come here every Friday to just chat with you about what's going on in real estate, what's going on in the market, what's going on in the industry, what's going on in our brokerage, and what's going on in our crazy lives. Not that any of you care about our lives, but some people do. So the market, what would you say this last 2 weeks has brought in the market? Because we have felt a little bit of a pause, slow down.
What I've seen, at least in our tight market, is we have seen some more properties come on the market. Definitely the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This week was a very busy week of new listings. We have seen a smaller number of showings, still a lot. So don't think there's none. But
like we went from, like, let's put it in perspective. We went from like 40 to 50 showings on a new listing to 20 to 25.
Right, in 2 days. So it's half.
Yeah.
And the number of offers have definitely shrunk.
Yes. Even on the ones, so our own listings, the number of offers are shrinking, but also our competition on offers, because you're writing a ton of offers and you're finding out that there's 5 or 6 offers instead of 20.
Right. And in some cases, we're to the top. So what we're seeing, at least on the ones that we're working on or writing on, is for the most part, the prices don't seem to be going as crazy as they were, last week or last month.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about that, though, in perspective. So we're not seeing them go like 50, 60,000 over asking right now. But conversely, I think that's because sellers are listing their properties a little bit higher than they were before. Does that make sense?
Yes, I would agree. The list prices are starting higher. We're now catching data of some of those higher first properties that went super high
at the beginning of the year that are now closing.
They're now closing or closed. So obviously once
Well, and what's hard is, like, if we list a property today for $800,000 and we go into escrow at $850, but the seller wants a 90-day escrow or a 60-day escrow, my comp isn't going to show up for 90 days. So unless a listing agent calls me, or a buyer's agent or an appraiser calls me, they're not going to know that that property is technically under escrow, in escrow at $850 or $860.
No,
that's part of the problem.
Even as agents, you don't see what their accepted offer price is. That's not how most agents do it. Some agents will reflect it in the MLS when they go under contract,
which actually is being advised against right now by a lot of industry inside experts because of I thought it was a good idea at first, but the data gets skewed. The list versus sales price ratio gets completely skewed because it goes off of your final list price, not your. Well, there's an original list price, and then there's just the data gets skewed, and I guess appraisers are saying don't do it because the data they use to show the escalating market, they need to see those low list prices.
So then yes.
Yeah, appraisers are saying it's better to bring first pages of all the offers with you to prove to the appraiser that this is what we had, that the seller didn't just like sit around and demand $50,000 more. These are the offers, because you guys, all of you listening, whether you're a realtor or whether you're a consumer, market value is not what Harold and I think, and it's not what you think, and it's not what a buyer thinks, and it's not what an appraiser thinks. What market value really is what a willing buyer that wants to buy your home and a willing seller that's willing to sell it compromise on. That is market value. We can look at what we think the value is, and appraisers have an appraised value, but market value is where two parties come together.
And in this market, sometimes the market value does not make sense.
Oh my gosh, does not make sense.
No.
Can you tell them about a home that you found out about over in our area, in our zip code, but about a mile and a half down the road?
Yeah, so in the neighborhood, I mean,
what was this home selling for a year ago? Let's start with that. Tell them the specs and what it was selling for a year ago.
Home was about about 1550 in square foot, a little bit bigger than that. A year ago, that home probably would have sold for mid sevens.
I was gonna say 750.
When I was running comps or comparables for one of our clients that live in that neighborhood, I would say the average now was probably mid lower eights. So there's been a huge increase just in that number.
Yeah.
They went on the market at 1.169.
1,169,000. Like, what in the world?
It went into escrow in 6 days.
Stop it! Does the home have like a basement with like gold bars in it or something?
It's just they took a flatline roof that most people don't want, and they gave it a new contemporary beachy style, and that's it.
1,169,000 in 90815.
Yep.
Oh my god.
For less than 1,600 square.
That's. We're selling our house.
And
Let's move.
It's not a cliff.
Let's move, Brett. We're gonna move to Arizona with you. You want us to come? Hi, Brett. Good morning, Brett. I'm starting to say good morning, Harold.
I know.
All I got was, we care.
Yeah.
Yeah. And good morning, Ryan. That's such a nice comment of you. I adore you, and thank you for supporting us. We appreciate you. So what's going on with rates?
Rates have definitely ticked up for our buyers.
Rates are going up, friends. 3%. Breaking news.
I saw some pricing yesterday, 3.25
Mm-hmm.
for some A papers. So rates have definitely jumped up. So if you are looking to buy, now's the time to really get aggressive and try to get that locked.
Yeah, because, the best thing I heard the other day was from a mentor of mine talking about, yes, prices may go up as rates go up. Prices may soften a little bit as rates go up. But you don't want to wait for the rates to go up because you are going to be locking in your rate low for 30 years. And as he said, that is the best hedge against inflation you could ever have, is a low fixed rate for 30 years. Now, we all know you're likely not going to keep that rate for 30 years. But it's the stability in knowing you have that rate for 30 years.
And that's the biggest difference because not everybody, but you'll see headlines more like clickbait. We're in a housing bubble.
Yeah.
Is it going to explode?
Clickbait, yes.
No, we're not. And here's the difference. Like she said, you're locking in at a low rate. It's a fixed rate for 30 years. Mm-hmm. It's not going to adjust in 3, 5, 7, or even 10.
No.
And buyers are putting money down.
Oh my God! I don't know where have they had this money? Ryan, if you're still listening, where the heck do these people have this money? Is it like in their mattresses? Were they hiding it?
So compared to the 05, 06, 07, and even prior, no money was needed to get into a home.
Yeah.
You did not have to prove it.
Yeah.
And most people that either had to short sell or lost their homes, they were in a short-term rate.
Yep.
It was going to adjust.
Yep. So anyways, rates are going up a little bit. The Feds met. They did not raise the base rate or the Fed funds rate, but the Treasury bonds are increasing a little bit. So I don't know if any of our lenders are listening. We're curious, what do you think is going to happen? We'll see. Don't really know, but we don't have a crystal ball. If we did, Harold and I would not be selling real estate anymore because we'd be gazillionaires if I had a crystal ball where I could time and tell everyone when to sell their homes. So that's for dang sure. So I want to talk about something that's actually not on our notes because we do actually write some notes before we start talking in the morning. So President Biden is proposing a new $15,000 first-time homebuyer credit. Now, I actually read up a little bit more on this last night. And the whole point of this is to help first-time homebuyers get into homes. Now, it's not going to work like the credit of the Obama administration. The Obama administration, it was a tax credit on your taxes. So you didn't see the benefit till you filed your taxes. Did you know that his proposal, this is just a proposal, people. This is just a proposal. Don't get your panties in a wad if it changes. But the proposal is that it's going to actually come to you in the transaction. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it will essentially cover your closing costs or your down payment.
So that's great if you don't have the funds. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side, it potentially could price out a lot of people.
What do you mean by that?
Because if people know they're getting that money, they can run the price up, and then you may be out of your price point.
I don't think so because it goes to your down payment or your closing costs. So it'd be hard. Let me rephrase that. You're correct. If it goes towards your down payment, I'm shocked it would go towards your down payment. I would think it would have to go towards your closing costs. But I see where they're doing that because in middle America, your closing costs are not $15,000 on a $300,000 home.
No.
So what they're saying is it actually could be your whole down payment, and they say 40% of the country, which I would believe because there's a lot of areas where real estate's not $900,000 for a first-time home buyer. Right. But hey, if it helps some buyers get into properties, good for them. The other thing that I heard yesterday is there is a bill, California, SB 601 in California. I was at a meeting yesterday for the California Association of Realtors. I'm a region chair this year for Region 23. And we were talking about things going on in the state. And one of the region chairs, her assembly member or senator, because it's SB, proposed a bill. And this is an interesting one. If a California seller sells their home to a first-time home buyer, they get an increase in their capital gains.
Wow.
Now, that would only be on a state level, though. Right? They can't make that a federal thing.
No.
Because you can't control the IRS. But for your California tax, you would get an increase. So I have no idea how far that will go. You know, things get killed, cut apart, you know. But just some interesting things happening with regards to housing and first-time home buyers. And people will always ask me, well, what defines a first-time home buyer? I haven't owned a home in 10 years. It's if you have not written off any mortgage interest in the last 3 years. So if you have not written off any mortgage interest in the past 3 years, you are considered a first-time home buyer. Now, no, you cannot own a home free and clear and then go buy, you know.
I would say, yeah.
I don't think so. I think that if you carry a home on your taxes, I don't think that would fly. But that's a question for a CPA, and we are not CPAs. Nope. But that is traditionally the definition of a first-time home buyer. What's going on in our brokerage? Our agents are crushing it right now. Oh my God, they are doing some incredible things. I'm so proud of them. Our Melissa is killing it. She just opened another escrow today. So Melissa, if you're watching this, you're probably not, because you're probably opening some escrows, but good job.
No, agents have been busy.
Yeah, busy. Caitlin and Kara are doing an incredible job holding down the fort at our office. I'm so grateful to have Harold and I just have an amazing staff that takes care of us. It's awesome. And Jennifer Brancini just chimed in, who's the treasurer of the California Realtors. There is a lot of work to be done. You are absolutely correct. We definitely need to see some first-time home buyer support. And that is a plug I want to make for my amazing association, our amazing association why we're so passionate. Okay, why are Harold and I so passionate about organized real estate and all the things that we do? Friends, if you're a realtor, you are more than a realtor. You are more than a sign in the yard. What your association does for you at the local, state, and national level, and kudos to California Realtors because we are constantly lobbying for amazing things for housing. Kudos to the National Association of Realtors for all the work that they do. We cause these things to happen, friends. Like if you just think these first-time homebuyer tax credits just rain from the sky, or some senator or assemblyman's just sitting in his office thinking, a first-time homebuyer tax credit sounds good. No. It's our efforts through our realtor relationships that we have with our elected officials, through the amazing relationships that our leaders like Jim Branchini have with all the elected officials, and our incredible lobbying staff at the California Association of Realtors who lobby and fight every day for home ownership, private property rights, and, other things like helping the homeless situation in the state of California, lobbying for responsible tenant-landlord situations. No, we don't want people kicked out on the street, but we also got to protect our landlords who aren't getting any income right now because people aren't paying their rent because they want a free pass, right? It's about helping the ones that need it and then helping the landlords that need it because they've got tenants that are taking advantage of situations. So thank you, Jennifer, for chiming in today. It was so nice to see your beautiful face yesterday. And life, what's going on in life? Chris is at spring training at Big League Camp, which is so fun and exciting. We are going to go see our daughter next weekend. Very excited about that. And then she comes home from school in just a month. And Mother's Day, it looks like I'm going to be at a baseball field, which you guys don't understand. I said, do not get me a thing. I don't care. Not even a card. I don't care. Just get me to my son's baseball game, and I will be the happiest mom because we have not seen him play in over a year.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long
gentlemen,
time.
If your wife says don't get a card, get a card. And probably some flowers.
You are hysterical.
Don't believe them.
All right, friends. It has been fun this Friday morning. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you need any real estate assistance in Southern California, Long Beach and Orange County, LA County, we are here for you. We want to be a resource, and we hope you guys have a fantastic day.